Hello and welcome to Estuary TV News with me, James Dunn. In the show today, a special event to raise money for the hospice, and Dan Kemp is back with the sport. But first, here's Richard Morris with the news headlines.
Hello, in the headlines today, people connected to Bridlington Harbour are being asked to contribute to history, and the East Riding has become a fair trade county. A local unemployed young people's development programme has received an award. The Prince's Trust Team programme is delivered by the Humberside Fire and Rescue Service and has been running in Grimsby since 2011. It was recently awarded a Grade 1 or Outstanding after an annual audit. The 12-week scheme is run in partnership with the Grimsby Institute and aims to increase confidence and motivation for 16 to 25-year-olds as they move into employment, education, training, volunteering or apprenticeships. The qualifications can work towards food safety, customer service, first aid and road safety. The master of a wind farm passenger transfer vehicle has been fined. Michael Gallagher was found to have not kept a proper lookout and had set his navigation equipment incorrectly. He pleaded guilty to being in charge of a workboat catamaran Windcat 9 with 15 people on board as it hit a floating military target at Donanook Air Weapons Range in November 2012. The fine is £9,702 and is chargeable under the Merchant Shipping Act 1995. In Bridlington Harbour, you can become a part of history. The original Bridlington Maritime Trail is having its 10th anniversary next year, and to celebrate the event, new interactive exhibitions and artwork has been planned. The plans for works of art, which might be installed around Bridlington Harbour, can be seen at the Bridlington Commissioner's Office at the harbour this Thursday and Friday from 11 AM to 3 PM. Anyone with maritime stories or family connections to the fishing industry and harbour should notify the project steering group, who are keen to hear what people have to share. Police have re-released CCTV footage after 15 cars were vandalised on Lowther Street in Hull. Since March 2014, an unknown person has used a sharp implement to pierce car tyres and scratch paintwork. Police would like to speak to the person involved. If you've got information about these crimes, then you can contact Humberside Police, or if you wish to do so anonymously, then the charity Crime Stoppers will take calls on this case. On Sunday the 16th of November, Hull City Council will be hosting their 13th annual remembrance service for road crash victims. Reverend Burkitt will lead the service by Hull City Council. Family and friends are invited to pay their respects. All members of the public can attend. A family member will also read a poem or piece of scripture on behalf of the families who have lost a loved one. Councillor Mary Glue, Lord Mayor of Hull and Admiral of the Humber, is attending the service. She said it was a time for families and friends to come together to pay their respects. Yesterday marked the start of National Consumer Week. Lincolnshire Police are pointing out that there could be vast underreporting of doorstep crime and that it's possible that 170,000 incidents of it could take place each year. Typical doorstep crime involves exploiting elderly or vulnerable people into bad repair work, charging extortionate fees for their work or threatening residents. As a result, the force is launching the Good Neighbours Stop Road Traders campaign, which they hope will encourage people to look out for those most at risk in their communities. Now, you may remember last week we told you that the East Riding of Yorkshire has become a fair trade county. It's all thanks to the efforts of organisations like Fern, the Fair Trade East Riding Network, which set up small fair trade shops in the community and encourages people to buy their products. One such shop is set up in Beverley's Tolgavil Church at the heart of the community. We've been speaking to John Turner, chairman of the Fair Trade East Riding Network, who outlined his wishes for more counties and towns to embrace fair trade.
And we now have been awarded fair trade status for the whole of the county, which is quite an achievement. There are several other counties in the country that are also fair trade, but they are a bit few and far between yet. So it did involve a lot of hard work, a lot of commitment, a lot of dedication, but we're very pleased to have had this award. And this really now is only a springboard which we will hopefully inspire and encourage other towns and communities around the county to consider becoming involved in fair trade as well.
That's all from me for now, and I'll be back with more news soon. If you've got any stories for us in the meantime, then don't hesitate to contact us on Grimsby 01472 315 553, or you can find us on Twitter at Estuary TV, or you can search us on Facebook. You can even email news@estuary.tv. Bye for now.
Thank you, Richard. Now, next on the show, it costs £3.5 million a year to run Grimsby's St Andrew's Hospice, and only around 10% of that money comes from the NHS. So it's up to local people to support the vital service with donations, fundraisers and whatever else they can think of. And here with me today is one of those local people. This is Zoe Metcalf, and I've got Lauren Alexander from St Andrew's Hospice. Thanks for coming in today, ladies.
Hi.
Thank you.
So tell me what it is that you're doing. It's a bit different, isn't it?
Yes, I've organised the Ladies Pamper and Shopping event. It's on a week on Sunday, the 16th of November, 10 till 4:30, and it's at the Memorial Hall in Cleethorpes.
That's a good plug. And,
Thank you.
tell me what does that involve?
Okay, so we've got 9 therapists. They're covering beauty treatments and holistic therapies they're covering 15 different treatments on the actual day, so people can come along and have treatments on the day. And then we've got 35 shopping stands.
And what sort of treatments and shopping stands are there then?
Okay, so for the treatments, we've got all the beauty treatments. Eyebrows, we've got somebody doing hair ups, we've got individual lashes, facials.
And it's interesting because you run a business, like a
Yes.
therapy business, but it's interesting why you're doing this event and how you got into your business actually. Because tell me, you had a bit of an experience with the hospice.
Yes, my mum, she got cancer, breast cancer, and then a year later she actually got secondary cancer. The breast cancer spread. She was classed as terminally ill.
And this was 6 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, well, longer than 6 years,
Yeah.
her original cancer. But she's actually been clear for 6 years now, touch wood.
Wow.
And she now volunteers for the hospice down Peaks Lane.
Now, she didn't go into the hospice, obviously, she's made it, which is great, but they did give her
Yeah,
some
they
support.
supported her a lot, sort of as a day patient. She went in there a lot. She even had meals there and everything. So yeah, it was really important for her at the time.
And it must be like a great place to go for advice with something that obviously you probably don't know very much about until it happens to you.
Yeah, obviously they did give a lot of support and advice to her. I went to some appointments with her and things like that as well to find out more about the cancer as well.
And interestingly, that's kind of how you got into your therapy work, isn't it?
Yes, because my mum would never have any treatments done because she looked up everything to do with the cancer afterwards, and when she was better, and she decided to go down the organic route, even food, etc. And there's a lot of harsh chemicals in some of the products that are used in the beauty industry. So I decided to source organic products so that I could use them for treatments, and now my mum has treatments.
I mean, this is something I'm not sure if people would think maybe, you know, it's like a posh London thing, but is there a market for that round here?
Yes, there are some salons that actually do organic, but not as a speciality. And it's not as expensive as people think it can be. An hour facial, for example, is £25, and it's purely organic products.
Does your mum feel any better since she's gone organic?
Yeah, the main thing is having her brows tinted because obviously she lost her hair when she was going through all the chemo, but then when it grew back it's very fine, so you couldn't see her eyebrows, but she wouldn't have them because it contained peroxide, and I now have a peroxide-free tint, so she's actually got brown eyebrows.
And this kind of event must be actually quite good for a lot of women who maybe have suffered from cancer, because it can affect your sense of femininity, can't it?
Yes, it can. Obviously, with my mum losing her hair, you know, it's obviously not very nice to have that done. She got to the stage where I think most women do, where she just had to shave it all off one day, you know. So yeah.
And do you find that a treatment or something like that can help women sort of regain a sense of themselves?
Yeah, it just makes you feel better, doesn't it? So yeah, and to feel pampered, you know, and to be able to have that on the day and just go round and to to be covering 15 different treatments on the day, there's that much choice, you know, for people to have. And if they don't want the beauty side, there's like reflexology, aromatherapy, kinesiology, acupoint therapy. So there's lots of other things, treatments that people can have apart from beauty.
I'm sure that they'll have a great time when they do go along. And just going to you, Lauren, I mean, obviously you work for the hospice.
Yes.
How important are things like this event?
Oh, absolutely fantastic that Zoe's organising the event. As you said earlier, we only receive around 12% funding from local authorities. So there's a big deficit between our 3.5 million that it costs to run both the adults and children's hospice. So if we didn't have people like Zoe, the hospice wouldn't be open tomorrow. And especially with her mum as well being a volunteer, that's a paid member of staff that we don't have to pay. So it's little things like that that add up to make sure we can cover the cost of the hospice in the long run.
And obviously we talked about that 3.5 million that it takes to run the hospice
Yes.
every year, but obviously you've got an additional cost that you're facing at the moment
Yes.
because you're doing a massive rebuild.
Yeah, we're
how's
having a
that
new
going?
hospice. Yeah, our new hospice is coming on. The first phase should be due by the end of February. We had a bit of a setback, and with Christmas coming, so but our Buy a Brick campaign that you've probably heard, George Kavanagh, the face of it, our little
Okay.
George, bless him.
What a charisma, that kid.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He'll give you a run for your money, I think. Well, the Buy a Brick campaign is so successful at the minute that we've only actually got 100 bricks left to purchase. So I would fully recommend that if you want one, please buy one soon. And you can contact me at the hospice and I'll sort that out.
And so, yeah, now or never then, really.
Yeah, really.
Well, I'm glad it's really going well. Good luck with your event. Just one more time, when is that?
It's a week on Sunday. It's also free admission, I'd like to say. And we've got a raffle with some fantastic prizes with all proceeds going to St
That's
Andrew's
brilliant.
Hospice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Now, obviously, we'll keep you updated with the progress of that new hospice building and hopefully go along when it opens. But for now, I've got Dan Kemp back, fresh-faced and keen after a week off.
When aren't I keen?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I've got another week of football under my belt as well, though.
Yeah, well, I'd expect nothing less from you.
Oh, that's me. That's my job. Anyway, we'll start with football, and in the Premier League, Hull City lost by 1-0 at home to Southampton. The only goal of the game came in the second minute when stand-in keeper Eldin Jakupovic miskicked a clearance and was struck in from around 40 yards out by Southampton's Victor Wanyama. New Scunthorpe United boss Mark Robbins registered his first victory away at Peterborough United on Saturday. The Iron won 2-1 at London Road thanks to a first-half strike from Middlesbrough loanee Luke Williams and second-half own goal by Almeida Santos. United move up to 21st in League One, 1 point from safety. Grimsby Town also had success, winning 3-0 at home to Dartford. Carl Magnay and Nathan Arnold scored in the first half before Lionel John Lewis put away a penalty 3 minutes from time. The Mariners are now in 7th position in the conference and manager Paul Hurst has been awarded Manager of the Month for October. And North Ferriby United performed a miraculous recovery in the Conference North. The side were 3-1 down at Oxford City with an hour gone, but goals from Tom Denton, Nathan Jarman and Jamie Yates turned the game dramatically for the Villagers to halt their recent slump in form. They now sit 10th in Conference North. In ice hockey, the Hull Stingrays lost 8-3 to the Fife Flyers on Saturday evening, but bounced back in tremendous form on Sunday. For the second game of the weekend, the Rays were without Carl Lozon and Zach Havato, but a double piece from Corey Tanaka and Jordan Mayer meant they comprehensively beat the Brayhead Clan 6-2 at the Hull Arena. In Rugby Union, Hull RAFC lost 39-17 to the Leicester Lions in National League 2 North and now sit 13th in the 4th tier of the National Rugby League. And in the same league, Hull Ionians are proved to be more successful and sit second after dismissing the Preston Grasshoppers 43-15, which included 2 Chris Reeks tries. And in the other code, Hull Kingston Rovers have signed former England and Great Britain player Ryan Bailey from Leeds Rhinos on a 2-year deal. 30-year-old prop is one of the most decorated players in Super League, having won 6 grand finals and 3 World Club Challenge titles. And that's all for the sport today. Back to you, James.
Thank you. And just a quick reminder that if you've got any stories you would like to share with us, you can call us on Grimsby 31553. You can get in touch on social media. That's via Facebook or Twitter. Just search for Estuary TV. Or you can send us an email. That's news@estuary.tv. So from us here at Estuary TV News, bye for now.